Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast, Finding Your Flow. I'm so excited to have you here. So, I want to welcome you to our new season of this transformational podcast, and it's called My Intuition Made Me Do It. I'm your host, Jennifer Jane Young, and I'm here to ignite inspiration within you. I'm the author of Say Yes to Your Yes, How to Trust Your Gut and Take the Leap, and the visionary behind the School of Intuitive Leadership. I've dedicated my life to empowering individuals to trust their intuition and lead their lives from that powerful inner wisdom. Through my work as an international speaker and intuitive leadership advisor, I've witnessed the transformative power of following one's intuition firsthand with entrepreneurs and organizations around the world. This season, we're diving deep into the stories of people who dare to listen to their inner voice and take the leap. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of intuition, sharing captivating experiences that will reignite your belief in the incredible guidance within you. Get ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It's time to embrace the clarity and courage that comes from trusting your intuition. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be inspired into action. Your dreams are waiting. Let's make them a reality together. Hi everyone, it's Jen, and I'm just popping in with a little surprise clip before we start this interview because this interview is a really special one. First, because I developed a dear friendship with Delphine, who just has inspired me in so many ways. So much so that I actually decided to go to New York for my birthday and meet Delphine in person. So I'm like coming out of my weekend in New York just on such high vibes, so full in my heart and so full of inspiration from spending time with her because she is a very, very special soul. I keep saying she's like literally an angel in human form. And so you're going to hear our interview, which happened before we actually met. And at the end of the interview, if you're watching the video version, you're going to see a couple of photos and a couple of moments where we hung out together in New York. We actually had dinner for my birthday, and it was just so, so special. Delphine is on a mission to just bring so much beauty and joy to people and really help us remember how perfect and beautiful we are just as we are right now. And I think she's going to bring so much light into your life. So enjoy the interview. And we also did it in French because when we first got on Zoom and she started to talk to me, I realized that she had a French accent. And because I'm from Quebec, I speak French. And I just asked her, "Do you speak French?" And we just started talking, and we actually ended up chatting for an hour in French, and she's told me her whole story. So we captured a whole French podcast, and then we did the English podcast, which was really great. So you'll see both in the blog post. Both are available, and I'm just so excited for you to meet Delphine. Enjoy. Okay, so starting over. Delphine, it is so nice to have you on the podcast. I said your name properly. So I'm gonna
Thank you,
drop a
Jenny.
little, yeah, I'm gonna drop a little bomb for our people. You and I think we were just meant to connect. We actually, this is like our second podcast of the day because when we met this morning, I heard your accent and I was like, oh, she's French. And so we just went off right away in French and we just actually started to chat and get to know each other. And it actually ended up turning into like a beautiful French version of the podcast, which I was like, can we use this? So we took up our whole podcast time this morning, and now we're like, okay, well, now we're going to do the English version. So it's been a really magical time with you already, and I'm super excited to now share your story in English. It is a little strange for me now speaking to you in English because we were just speaking in French, but we got this. We'll be good. Um, so thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you to having me. It was so fun this morning for like it was almost the full hours French and story and inspiration story from you too. So it was really amazing. It was not just my podcast. It was just a beautiful connection and exchange. And I
Yeah.
appreciate your time and to give me like one more opportunity to share my story and my just my energy and everything. I think like It's so beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
You're so welcome. I feel very lucky to have like, a version for like my French community who are always asking me like, can you do stuff in French? So this was so perfect. So my first question that I always kick off with, because this is the season of this podcast, is tell us what your intuition made you do.
Oh my gosh, as you know already, but in
I know.
French, I'm gonna. So my intuition make me change my life, make me just do it, yeah, make me just get the new opportunity, make me feel like, alive, make me like go leave my comfort zone and learning so much and awakening and big consciousness, everything. So for me, like intuition is like follow what makes you happy, and sometimes even if like you feel like uncomfortable, this is normal. And my intuition make me come in USA a few years ago and start a new life. I had a boyfriend for 17 years. I have this huge house of my dream. I have this beautiful job, 25 years of modeling, everything to be happy. But at the end, and beautiful friends, huge family, 7 siblings, 14 nephew and niece. All my family is still there, like a small town now for France. But something was like calling me about like, hey, life it's more than just big house or just, have fun with your friends and, have fun on a photo shoot with some beautiful people, but just something deeper was calling me. And in 2007, I went in Florida for a photo shoot. I'm from north of France where it's raining a lot, but like beautiful people and really friendly, but raining a lot. I cannot. Yeah. So when I went to Florida, I discovered like, wow, there is palm tree, blue sky. And even if I was always lucky to travel for my job, just Florida was calling me, they said like there is the Maya was there, that's why Miami. And something when I land in Florida, in Miami, something feel like, feel right. And I did that the first time in 2007. And I remember I told my ex-boyfriend with who I was for 17 years, one day I will live there. And he was like, oh yeah, of course, but yeah, time fly. My grandma passed in 2013 and something did happen to me. I was like, I went on a photo shoot in November 2013 and I don't know, something calling me like, hey, you have to move, you have to leave. I was 36 years old at this time. It was, 36. It was in 2013. And I was like, life is not done yet. And it's like, keep going, keep growing, keep traveling and, enjoy the life. And I was like, yeah, it's true. And I did it. So I went to USA, tried to find a sponsor. I did my visa. It was not easy because, as everyone knows, like to come in USA and work, you need like really a lot of paper to prove like you are a law and you are like deserve to be in USA. And I did it. 3 months and months, 8 months total to get my O1 visa. And thanks this visa, I was able to do my green card. And since 2 years, I'm a citizen now. So, I got my passport. So I'm Franco-American. This is cool.
Wow.
Really
Oh
proud of
my God.
that. And modeling for 25 years. But, same thing, something calling me and my intuition was telling me something deeper than modeling was there. When I went to photo shoot, like people was telling me like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, because I didn't have eyebrow. I'm from family without eyebrow. What you see right now is just microblading. And, it's semi-permanent makeup. So I said like, wow, okay, I'm going to try some makeup and everything. Nothing really works. So I found this technique in 2017. And then I just decided to do the training, even if I was really scared about the needle and blood. I just decided to took the step. My intuition was pushing me to say like, hey, I think it is something for you. Because when I did my eyebrow, it Yes. Wow, and people sort of like as
Oh, we froze for a second.
Jennifer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you
Okay, we
hear me?
froze.
Yeah,
Now I
I can
can,
hear
but
you.
we both froze. Okay,
Yeah,
continue.
we
I
froze.
have a podcast editor, so we're okay. Okay, continue.
Oh, great. You know, like,
I know. I was like, oh, I
and
can't
then,
hear
yeah,
anymore.
I did the training.
Mhm.
And then after this training, like I mentioned this morning, I'm really perfectionist in details and I'm not never going to take any risk on face of people. So I did 23 test certificates all over the world. I went to Ukraine, I went to Europe and in America just to learn with the best, to make sure like when I come back in America, I will do my best to people and to make sure I can make them happy. So
Right.
I just like push myself and my intuition just telling me, hey, America, hey, you have skills, just try to develop and learn more. And then the last step, what my intuition told me, you can do it. You can open your own business. You're worth it. You can do anything. You know, like a lot of people say, like, wow, no, it's so scary. And guess what? I did open my business in 2021 during the pandemic in New York. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
New York? Because if you can make it in New York, you can make it everywhere, right?
Totally. Totally.
I found this beautiful space that you can see behind me. Like I made it Paris in New York in 2 months. In 2021, February, the city was empty. Nobody was there. And I just took the step. Why? I felt it. Like everyone around me was telling me, are you crazy paying this rent for something you don't know? Nobody knows you in New York. Nobody know who you are. Nobody like, you know, and there is nobody. Everyone is scared to be next to each other. And you're gonna do microblading on their face? Never.
Mm.
And then, believe or not, so I spent my saving to renew this place and to do advertising on Instagram and everything. In 1 month, I cover all my expenses. I hear you.
Yeah, there
Do
you
you
go.
hear
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know
me?
what's
No.
going on with the internet. It's really weird. So you were saying in 1 month you covered all of your expenses.
Yes, correct. In 1 month, I did cover all my expenses. So it was just unbelievable, you know. Um, my vision was to have this beautiful place in the center in New York, 768 between Madison and Fifth. And I did open Paris in New York because in this time, people couldn't travel, right? So to come in my atelier, I did give them macaron, Perrier, to give them the French experience. And it was unique. It's what people think. What can make a successful business, to create your own success is really to follow what you think is the right things to do. The right things to do is to create an experience for people, but also to serve people, do the right thing, and add the significance of what you're doing. So there is like a lot of, you know, permanent makeup, right? But what is unique about me, first, is my technique. Semi-permanent and not permanent. Everything I do is less is more, conservative and natural. And, you know, French touch, right?
I
And the
love it.
second thing, I really believe in myself and I love people. I love to take care of them. I love to connect, you know, like I spend 2 hours with people, not just to like do my touch. I always say light touch, deep intention. It's really about the connection. I listen to them, what they expect, what they would love, because nobody listen each other anymore with the social media. You know, we have a beauty standard, and what I say all the time, you're unique, you're pretty the way you are. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna enhance your own beauty, you know. And they love that. They love like to feel like alive, unique, and worth it. And I think it's really what we're missing in the world right now. It's really about that. It's really about connection, like I did mention earlier.
I feel like there's a huge part of your work, Delphine, that is about like really seeing people for who they are. Like there it's, we spoke about it a lot this morning, so I have like a big kind of background on your story, and I was on your Instagram and just looking at all of this beautiful stuff, and it really feels like a deep, like soul nourishing experience. Like, yes, you're, enhancing some things physically on them, but like you said, it's such a light touch, but the intention is so deep for what you do with clients. And we hear this all the time that like there's no one in the world that can do what you're doing the way you do it. And I can totally understand now why you were led to New York to do this work, because it's clearly very unique coming from your soul being shared to other people's soul. And I think it's so beautiful. And the other thing that I love that you shared is that, your life in France, like everything on the outside was perfect, right? Like there was nothing wrong with your life, but it's really important that even when things look perfect on the outside, it doesn't mean that we're fulfilled on the inside. It doesn't mean that we're feeling aligned or we're feeling like we're living on purpose, with purpose. And it's a good reminder, because I think we have to be very careful about what we chase in our lives or what we're trying to create, you know?
I agree. I agree. Like the only, like I always say, my clients, they are a lot cancer survivor, alopecia, they're suffering of anxiety, so they lost their eyebrow or hair sometimes, so they miss their self-confidence or self-love. And my question to them is like, what makes you happy?
Mhm.
What you really want? And then just this question, like 90% of people doesn't know. They
Mhm.
don't know what makes them happy. They don't know. So your job is to figure out what makes you happy and then
Yeah.
to fulfill what like your call. Everyone has a calling. Everyone.
Yeah.
It's just to listen, observe, and follow your intuition.
Mm.
This is really that, because if you just live on a robot mode, on a
Yeah.
you do always the same thing over and over again. You wake up, you go to work, you drink your coffee, you go to work, you come back, you watch TV, and you go to sleep. At some point, you're like, what is the purpose,
Yeah.
right?
Groundhog Day. It's like Groundhog Day every day. I know.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So the job of people is really like to figure out what makes you happy, what you would love to
Yeah.
do, and always, like I also mentioned, right? Give, give is what's also make me
Yeah.
happy. I give
Yeah.
a lot, my time, my energy, a smile, money. Yeah, of course. But if you don't have money, just like, yeah, hey, hi, how are you today?
Yeah.
Just like you're gonna receive a blessing from that. And to give
Mhm.
makes me happy. And I'm sure we make a lot of people happy. Don't wait to receive, just give, give,
Mm.
give. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Um, I'm curious about, okay, so one of the things I want to highlight also is that sometimes it can be really confusing when your intuition is leading you to do one thing when it doesn't make logical sense. Like for you, your life was perfect. Like from the outside world's perspective, like why would you leave any of that, right? But our intuition inside might be telling us something different. And so logic tries to set in and be like, what are you even doing? This doesn't make sense. So I think that's where people get stuck sometimes, is like they're getting this intuitive nudge, but then it doesn't make logical sense. So they don't feel like they can move forward with it. What did the initial intuitive nudges feel like to you? Like, what was when you first started to get that feeling of like, oh, something's not quite right? Um, like how did that feel in your body? What kind of like was it thoughts? What was going on there?
It's really scary, because you have
Mm,
everything and you can lose everything. It's what I
mm,
did. I lost everything. I lost my boyfriend for 17 years. I sold my house. I left my little dog with my mom, and I
mm,
left to America with 2 suitcases, and I gave away all my furniture, all my clothes. And, but it's really nice because you just align with yourself and 2 suitcases, and you don't know what's going to happen. For sure, it's scary, but I promise only good things going to happen. Just make sure you believe in yourself. Make sure, like, I really like, there is always, I always say, to see the light, you have to be in the dark sometimes. So when you're in like this position, when you don't know what's going to happen, just be patient, believe, and do the work, you know. Don't stay in your sofa and watching TV. Just try to make sure you learn something every day. It is really important to learn. I read a lot. I do a lot of self-improvement. And yeah, try to move your body also, you know, for like some emotion can be stuck in your body. I really like that. Like meditate, you know, I know it's not easy for a lot of people when you overthink. But meditation is good because the thought create the reality. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Just be present, breathe, and make sure you connect with the person in front of you. Put your phone on the side and make sure you connect with the people. You know, this is beautiful to connect. And we forgot, and the young generation even doesn't know how to connect. I have a lot of nephews and nieces, they don't know how to talk to me when I see them once a year. You know, this is really sad. So make sure like you stay grounded and you talk to your neighbor, you talk to your client, you know, and it's not just about money, or it's not just about, you know, 1, 2, 3, let's go, let's move on. No, connection. Just breathe, connect, look at the eyes of people, you know, and you know what I did? I show you this morning. I did build this wall of roses for the cancer survivor last year, 2,000 eternal roses. And today I have, I say like, okay, my client deserve that. You know, they're like the pretty where they are. And this roses is the symbol of their beauty. So I always say like, you know, I give you these roses just to remind you that your beauty is eternal, you know? And this is really, for me, the way to thank them, but also to remind them that they're worth it, to remind them how pretty they are, the way they are, and they don't have to follow the beauty standard that doesn't exist, right? Everyone looks the same over eyes. They are unique and they are pretty.
Oh man, so many people need to hear that so much more often because it is the complete opposite conversation that we have in our heads all day long. And I
Yeah,
think it's like I just see you as like a fairy godmother spreading love and beauty all around the world. It's so beautiful. And you know
thank
what you were
you.
saying about you know, yes, it is scary when you take these leaps and you follow your intuition towards this thing that the unknown, right? The unknown is scary, but also I think like for me it feels so much scarier to wake up to the same thing every day for the rest of my life. That is terrifying for me.
Fine. For me, the same thing. You know, I was always like the one who is curious. Like a big adventure, you know, like I love to try new things. I don't know if I mentioned that, but like I did skydiving. I love to skydive now.
Oh,
3 weeks ago, I left for Japan last minute. You know, I always say like, you have to live your life, you know. I know this is like, it's the way to experiment, to meet people, and to just like, wow, I did it. You know, this is
yeah.
cool. You can be proud of yourself instead to live and to feel always scared or doubt, you know, and don't be angry, don't be
Yeah.
sad. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything like Bob Marley says, everything's gonna be okay. I love
Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly. Oh, I love this so much. What would you say in this journey of following your intuition and making this huge life change? What would you say is the most important lesson that you learned through it?
What I learned, just do it.
Just do it. Trust. Just do it.
Just, just, just trust yourself. Believe like the good things always happen to you. When you're
Yes.
kind, when you do the good things, everything is all right. So be patient, because life is a process. Be patient. Nothing happened overnight. So when people say you're lucky, I'm not. I just, believe in myself, and I push the door, and
Yeah.
I'm waiting, and I'm kind to people. And I just, I plant the seed, and then I let it grow. This way, I always hope the right, I always have hope, and I'm always positive, always, even everyone has a bad day, and I have a lot of bad days, but I always say you know what, tomorrow is going to be better, and I'm going for my run, I'm eating my chocolate, and then let's go, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. We need so much more positivity like that in our lives. I think one of the things that you talked about, and we spoke about it this morning, also is like the importance of patience. I've done many interviews now for this series of the podcast, but no one has brought this up yet. And when we, often when we trust our gut and we take the leap and we do the thing, we have this expectation of like immediate success or immediate results. And I think it's really important to remember, like you said, that life is a process. It's not about the destination and where you land, but like, what are you going to learn along the way? And how are you going to navigate that journey along the way and enjoy each part of the timeline, right?
Exactly. And you never fail. This is something that it's important to remind her, like, you never fail. I tried different business before, it didn't work. And
Yeah.
it's okay, because I learned so much. He made me to be here today and have like successful business. Yeah, definitely. But I learned, when I did open this space, nobody believed in me. Nobody. And it's like, and guess what? 3 months later, after my opening, I was featured in Vogue.
Wow. I didn't,
No,
that's amazing.
I did believe. Yeah.
Wow.
I have I have a meeting now. I have someone who's coming.
Okay.
Jennifer, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. We can tie this up now. This was
Yeah.
great. It was so jam-packed with wisdom, Delphine. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Can't
Thank you,
wait to
Jennifer,
share.
for having me.
And
Thank you.
go.
Thank you. If you need anything, I'm here for you anytime.
Sounds good. Go spread your love and joy. Your people need you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
In a world of unrealistic beauty expectations, superficial social media standards, and hype quick-to-die trends, one French woman is redefining what it means to be chic, to be confident, and most important, to be yourself. At Delphine Eyebrow Couture, beauty entrepreneur and artist Delphine Breyne has brought Paris to New York at her fabulous atelier, where she enhances much more than eyebrows, scars, or areolas. With her light touch but deep intention, Delphine restores self-confidence and self-worth. Together, Delphine and her patients are giving life to a new beauty consciousness. They're building a platform to bravely share raw personal stories of transformation after illness, mental health pressures, or natural aging, to refresh outlooks and attitudes as much as outward looks and appearances. Delphine and her patients are showing what beauty means to each of us to be our most beautiful and authentic selves.
Wow. It's amazing.
Holy shit.
On this episode, Delphine and patients like Tracy and Kimberly share their beauty journeys, draw deep connections, and confront challenges from cancer and trichomania for Delphine's timeless and delicate approach. Delphine will try to heal as much with her inspiring words as her magical technique. Allons-y.
Okay, let's just take a moment to take in that story. My wish is that it inspires you into the aligned action that you are really ready for. You also don't have to do this alone. Just like my guests have shared about all the incredible people that have supported them along their journey, we are here for you too. If you're ready to uplevel your personal leadership, take big leaps in your life, or take that next leap on your entrepreneurial journey, join us at the School of Intuitive Leadership, or in the flow experience so that you can experience more ease, flow, joy, abundance, and live in your full brilliance and wake up each day to the life that you really want. Find out more at jenniferjaneyoung.com or at theschoolofintuitiveleadership.com. And participate in this movement with us by sharing an episode that deeply inspired you and leaving us a review. I can't wait to see you on the next episode.